Live on Zoom, preparing to live stream the meeting.
Okay, Zoom says it's live streaming for me on YouTube now, so.
But the go live button isn't working on YouTube.
Give it a second.
Yeah.
To catch up. I wonder if you could do that like a 5 minutes before next time, and then just hit the button on YouTube and we're ready to actually go live.
Maybe.
Yeah. Juicebox says, yo.
Yeah, mine's not showing up on my second screen yet, so.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Let me see if it works here. There we go. All right. Another 2-3 weeks here, we'll have this down 100%. Okay, I can't see anything in the chat yet, but.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything live yet. I'm seeing the chat, but not the live is popping up yet. We're not showing up on there.
There's Wayne's RC World. What's up?
Let's see, I didn't see that. Where's that? Wayne's RC World?
Yeah, are we on 2 different streams?
I think you started a different live stream because the one you have scheduled is not. We got different chat in here, man.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess I screwed up on that then because the Zoom and the go live button wasn't working. But now Zoom immediately sent me over on its own, and we got Wayne and Kevin in here. What's up, gentlemen? So I don't know if I can squash this other one. Sorry for the confusion, guys. They don't really make this very easy to do. And part of it's I probably just kind of suck.
What happened? You hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, what the hell just happened? I got booted.
Did you?
Yeah, and I'm looking at live right now. Okay, I see the live. The one you had scheduled is not live. So it just started a new one, is what it did.
Okay.
Shit.
So the way I was doing it seems more glitchy. I think I figured out an easier way to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, Kevin, like anything, it just takes time, practice, experience. I get to learn something new every week doing this.
It's just, yeah, I created links to the live on my Facebook from that original one, so I'm gonna have to.
So did I. So
yeah.
I fucked us, but it's okay.
It's all good. Ain't nothing.
People can figure it out.
Yep. I'll throw it up there real quick right now then.
Hopefully. My bad, everybody. All right. Well, I think we're all running smooth now. I kind of want to time the lag here.
It's not bad, about 20 seconds.
Okay.
Right on, right on.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess.
Yo, everybody.
YouTube and Zoom has me all stressed out again.
Bye.
Hello. Welcome to Thursday Night Jam with RCJesus and SASquatch.
What's up?
We're here to provide you with entertainment at our follies at the beginning. It seems every week it's become a tradition. And we will be checking out the new Traxxas TRX4 F-150 and then just bullshitting and having some fun. Everybody feel free to have fun in the comments section. Oh, you're right, Kevin, dude. On my phones and all this modern stuff, like there's lots of stuff I can't use because I just don't even try. All right, we'll start digging into this here. Get going. At least it only took about 5 minutes to get everything working properly. this time instead of 15 or whatever like last time. We're making improvements. All right. So in the box, typical Traxxas stuff, some tools, your manuals, some stickers, like everything. Now, in this truck, the colors they used are actually factory Ford colors from 79. I guess it could be a 78 too, but I think they said it's 79, right, in the model. So that brown color,
Yeah,
is legit color too. And this is the same color my Bronco is right now. Not the color it'll end up being, but this was the factory color and the color it is. You got nice old school roll bar with 4KC light style lights with stickers, no lights in them. Double single on the roll bar. This is my favorite kind back in the day. Molded wipers, molded mirrors, molded door handles, trim. Emblems are stickers, but they're the proper emblems. It's got the Ranger trim, but does not have the racetrack. The Ford letters are stickers, headlights, headlight buckets, all that. Your marker lenses, the bumper is, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty right. The rear bumper actually looks like a Bronco rear bumper to me because there's no step on it. It doesn't look like
you probably stole
yeah, they just reused the Bronco one, I'm sure. You got your chrome diff covers. These are Canyon Trail 22s, and they've got hubs in the front.
That's cool.
Simulated locking hub. They've got the hub covers in the rear properly, lug nuts in there. There's slot wheels, and the underside is typical TRX4. I haven't even really looked at this yet.
Well, they have that quick release body on it now too. No body.
Yeah,
clips.
no, I got to figure that out now.
There are little tabs up in the wheel wells on the top.
Oh, yep, there they are. That's different than the previous designs of them. Okay.
Yeah, they did it different.
It's got plenty of bracing inside for the mounts and all the trim and everything. So that will help keep it pretty rigid for beating it off rocks and all that.
Does it have buckets for all the lights? Does it have buckets for all the lights?
Has buckets for, yeah, you can put marker lights and headlights in the front. None for, yeah, you can put them in the side markers. And you got tail lights, tail light buckets, and reverse light buckets. So yeah, you got everything you need. Light bucket.
Rear side markers too.
Rear side marker is there.
Nice. And obviously the KC lights have buckets, or they have spots.
The mirrors are like the others. The mirrors are body clipped on the back, so you can take them on and off. The door handles have a kind of a screw together method they're using. Windows are black stickers, not clear. This one is actually sold. The guy's picking it up first thing in the morning tomorrow. And it is 2-speed. You got your micro servos in there, your standard blue Traxxas servos. You do have the slightly upgraded from the very original ones in the front for steering. Battery tray in the middle, motor up front where it all is. It's typical TRX4. I don't see a whole lot that's different. It is lifted. It's the high lift version of the TRX4, like the Chevy truck they did. But yeah, pretty standard fare here.
Yeah, lifted, longer wheelbase too. I think a little longer.
Yeah, I believe so.
Like a 13.2, I think is what it says. Yeah, 13.2 inch wheelbase.
There you go. I'm gonna try and oh god, the chat's going crazy on me over here. I'm gonna try and catch up for a second real quick. That's all right. That's what I like to see. What's on the menu? Balls. Jeremy with his balls, man. I don't know what his obsession is. We should talk to him about my dog and his obsession with his balls. White Paddington, nice blue. It's your favorite, Nick. Yeah, Wayne. These tracks, anything tracks is always my favorite. The brown does look like it will look good. Mark, I haven't seen it in person yet. Plenty to update. There's a lot of good people making emblems out there. I think 1.9s will look better. They are plastic 5 slots. Yeah, interiors. You could probably actually make the Bronco interior, Kevin, that they make work in this truck if you're all right with having 2 captain's chairs with a console instead of a bench. The 1-to-1 truck, these trucks did not have a divorce case. Those were the high boys, early 76 and before had divorce cases in them because they weren't actually designed as 4-wheel drive. Really, they just converted them. I agree. Definitely 1.9s and lowering it will probably, but I mean, it's got very much a old Bigfoot look going for it right now. You know, we'll see. Adjust the camera a bit here. It is pretty big and high. If you put 1.9s and lower it, you know, you're talking down there. That would be much more of a trail truck and mild lift with like 33s or 35s kind of thing in real life.
Those glued rims or one of those weird 2-piece.
I think they're glued.
Yeah,
they're glued wheels. I was thinking they were beadlocks. The tires are. It's like they armor all them. They're very slick. I don't know. They're pretty firm. They don't feel real soft and grippy, and they're quite slick right now. Once you break them in, I don't know. They might do all right. But no one really uses RTR tires and wheels generally, anyways. So
yeah,
I don't think that's why most companies don't care about investing into them. Is my audio better for everybody this week? Because I did get a new mic. So hopefully that helps, because the audio last week was pretty rough off the computer mic. But other than that, I mean, it's a TRX4 with a different body and wheels and tires on it. I don't really know if anyone's got any other questions or anything on it, what they want to see, because it's not exactly like it's a new model.
It's got the normal 2-speed in it and stuff, right?
It does. Yes, it all just looks like regular TRX4 stuff. I didn't think it was going to have the 2-speed. I thought it was going to be single speed. So, and of course, you got your typical TQI radio, your gear selecting switch. Well, actually, no, this is your lockers, as I recall. I haven't driven a TRX4 since they first came out, and then this should be your 2-speed, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Your standard 4 battery slide on the bottom, same as this radio has been for what, 8-10 years now. Typical stuff. Yeah. So, I mean, that's about all I got on this, really. Yeah, 2-speed and diff lockers. You could actually probably fit two Fling Kings on this stock, I bet, Kevin. I do. That does look a lot like the Roadhouse truck, which is funny because we were just watching Roadhouse at USTE one night. Metal links, you know, it's all just typical TRX4 stuff. So not a whole lot new here besides just the body and the wheels and the tires, I think. I do really like this roll bar. If I was going to pick one, that's the one I would use. This is on my K10. Someday when I redo that truck, it'll have one of these, the real one.
Does it look like you could move that body clip, like the body clipless system that's like the framework underneath, to a different body, or is it pretty proprietary to that?
You can switch it over pretty easy. Yeah. Let me get it back off here. And it is, I mean, they are pretty easy to take off like this, especially once you do it a couple times and you know, just reach under. But you do have your regular TRX4 body mount options right there.
Does it come with posts in the box? Like
I do not see any posts anywhere. There are no posts. in the bag of tools and manual. And there's nothing stashed away in any of the packaging, you know what I mean? They don't have anything in there that I see. Let me grab the other.
That framework that's under the body that like has all the clips and everything for the body clipless thing. Can that come out and go onto an aftermarket body, like a Proline body or something? Or
under this?
Yeah, like all that framework that's under there.
I mean, potentially.
Yeah.
It's all screwed in and stuff like that. This actually all hooks to the roll bar on this one. It's all both in the same area. And then it's got a whole framework that goes all the way around right here, which is nice because it makes the body real rigid. You know, it's not flimsy like regular like sand. So I'm sure on some bodies you could get creative. Some of them might just kind of drop right in. Some you might have to do a little massaging, if you will, of stuff. But as you fit in, the front's kind of the same way. The front hoops all the way around to the cowl area and all the way. And then behind the grill, of course, you've got where it bolts into the grill. And there's where these screw into this framework. But these do just screw in the way they are. So you could potentially glue this to the body that you're putting it on, make new mounts that adhere to it. I don't know. I'm a big fan of Velcro and magnets usually for stuff, depending on the application. And it goes right on, like that was easy and it's plenty secure. So
something for like an aftermarket company to come out with as a way to reutilize that with aftermarket bodies.
Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise me at all, like if Proline and J Concepts possibly take advantage of that and design bodies specifically for it that all that crap can mount into. That's pretty typical. Yeah, change the bracing a bit around, Mark, and it should be good. But otherwise, I mean, I'm not really a Traxxas guy, and it's a TRX4, so the body's cool. I love that it's a dent side. But I really just brought this on because yeah.
Traxxas always new car. Oh, it's the same chassis, just different body.
Yeah, exactly. Very typical. Make use of their molds very well. You know, save them a lot of money in R&D. What's up, Sean? How's it going, buddy? And they are the correct mirrors. The design of the mirrors, like the Bronco, is right. They generally would have been chrome or stainless looking, not black, but you could get black on freewheeling editions. Freewheeling editions and maybe one other one I think came with some black trim accessories instead. That was one of the options with the package. This being a Ranger XLT, they should be chrome, but it is what it is. It would be cool if someone made these out of metal. That would be really dope. Work and actually swing. I would like that. I could use those for upcoming future project. But that's that, I guess. No one's really seems to care any further in the chat either. They've all seen TRX Focus the last 6 years or whatever. I like the body. Like I said, it's very rigid. The roll bar was a great touch. I like that the wheels they're kind of junk to most of us, right? Because they're plastic glue-ons. But it is cool that they're the slots. That looks nice. So I guess now it's just bullshitting time. And I went this week. Like I said, I got a mic and I found an HD cable in the cable box that every self-respecting man should have, full of cables dating back to the 70s or 80s, and got my second screen going. So I got 2 upgrades this week. Hopefully that helps the show out a little bit here. And I did get some other upgrade stuff. I went to a local camera shop, Colonial Photo and Hobby, and picked up the mic and some different lights, which I didn't get in. They're different color LEDs, so hopefully it won't be so bright back here and wash me out. And I got a ring light for the background and some stuff that will also work when I'm doing manuals and filming other videos. So each week,
just like a real influencer.
Yeah, right. You at least got to pretend, right? I can always pretend. So that is what'll be happening the next 2-3 weeks. You'll be seeing hopefully incremental increases in quality when it comes to launching on time and properly and not accidentally starting two at once. Whoops, things like that. And better lighting so that you guys can get better views of stuff. It's working out okay, but you know, the laptop camera and the way my lights are right now, it's not the best, but it is what it is. Next week we're gonna have, I didn't tell you this yet, Chris. Corey from Georgia Rock Zombies will be on the show. They have a few big events, a couple in particular that are getting to be really big events coming up. Wet and Wild, Haul and Crawl. And there's a third one I'm not thinking of right now that they're doing. Wet and Wild is actually not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. So he'll be on here next Thursday night and then like be off to Wet and Wild. You know what I mean? I've not done any of their events. I believe it's Corey and Scott basically that run Georgia Rock Zombies and their club up there. A lot of Southeastern guys hit these events and they're growing a lot of people from further in the country. So if you're from the Southeast area, they're located in Central Georgia area around Atlanta-ish. And if you're into comps in that section of the country, definitely tune in. Corey is a great guy. He is the one who actually designed my logos and helps me out with editing stuff and all that. So he will be on here to fill you in on all their event schedule, what events are going on at the events, who's sponsoring, all that. I'll be sponsoring 2 of them this year. I will not make it to any of them. They're always the one coming up the following weekend. It's like, no, March and April are my sit back and catch up on other work and clean and organize the house and all that time of year. I try not to leave. So I won't be making that one. And Haul and Crawl, I'm usually Vonats or Proline or something's going on that screws me out of going to that one. But one of these years, I'd like to make at least one of them because I know it'll be fun. Hey, what's up, Jeff? And that should be a good time. And that's going to be another fun learning experience because who knows what kind of challenges Zoom and YouTube are going to throw at me just for trying to add a third person. You know? I remember when I was doing my research to do this, it said if we streamed like this through YouTube, we were maxed at 2 people. If you use the actual YouTube streaming function, you can only have 2 people. So you can't have a third man on or woman or alien or dog or whatever. So I was like, well, that's why we got Zoom and we're learning that. Dylan, go lay down. Stop bumping the camera. So fingers crossed, it goes pretty smoothly and should be a lot of fun. Next weekend, I will probably be enjoying myself a nice adult beverage because it'll be the second official run, third run. I'll be getting into the groove a little, hopefully not have to focus so clearly. So it'll be a good time.
Everybody gets the miss when I see. I get the best view because right before we go live, I get you with your cheaters on, like 5 inches from the camera, staring at it.
Yep.
It's the best.
Just work, damn it.
I can see my reflection in your glasses.
Yeah, right. So is anyone in here in the chat going to Wet and Wild? Should be in a week and a half in Georgia there. I think it's like an hour and a half or something from Atlanta, I think, further west. I can't remember for sure, though. Don't quote me on that. Like I said, I've not been there. But yeah. So I think he will be, so what'll that be? That'll be the 3rd weekend in March that we'll have Corey on. So maybe we'll just start that as the rotation of every 3rd weekend is when we have a guest on because we'll do one once a month. Yeah. That should work pretty well. I do very much like having the 2 screens set up now. It's so much easier for me to see the chat and not have to watch the laggy version.
Yep.
No, I guess Dylan wants to say hi.
Hi, Dylan.
Some attention. Huh, you always need your attention.
Who are you talking to, Dad? What are you doing?
Yeah, pay attention to me. I'm not on the computer. Huh.
So Wet and Wild, is that just a comp then? Or is it a full event or?
It is a full event. I think it's at least 2 days, if not 3. I can't remember if it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, or what. So yeah, next event for me is BTC as well, Sean. That is a big one. So last year was 1,200 people, I think. So I would guess 1,400 probably this year. But he's got a ton of space, thank God, 80 something acres, I think. A lot of it's forested. But he's got enough room for all the vendors and the camping and the parking, which is nice. Last year I did the Beat the Barn. He's got a whole course set up in his horse barn. It goes way up in the rafters and on the outside of the barn all over. It's crazy. It's a lot of fun. I destroyed my Origin on that one last year trying to pull a wheelie on some chicken wire 25 feet up in the air in the barn, and it fell down, and I kind of caught it with my foot, but it wasn't enough, and tacoed the frame. The Origin looks in rough shape now. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. It was bad enough that it was trashed. And Juice Box and Josh were there, RC every day. So when we got done running the course, it was all driving wonky, but I was able to finish it. And then I was like, well, this is fucked. And I just tossed it like 30 yards. And it landed on the back bumper like it had the first time already and just fully finished it. And I'm like, all right, good. Now I can't just try and tweak it and half-ass it. And
you don't want to be tempted to try to fix it.
Yeah, to be lazy. So now I can't just half-ass it. If I fix it, it's got to be fully fixed. Fortunately,
I got a new frame. Do it right.
Yeah, I've got a buddy that has the Origin frame rails still that I can get from him. So it's not the end for that girl, but it probably won't be driven in a while. You'll have fun at BTC, Jeff. It's a absolutely wonderful time. It's so huge. I'm sponsoring the event as the shop and as Gear Jammer, and I will be most of my time. He's got a newer barn he built where it's all set up with dirt and everything, and we run all the semi trucks and all the heavy equipment in there. I will be in there with the table, vending the Gear Jammer stuff and hanging out probably most of the time. I'll bring 1 or 2 trucks. I might bring the BC8 and try and run it on a trail. If Joe tells me there's a good trail for it, I will probably bring, I don't know what other truck. I'll grab some other random truck probably to do Beat the Barn and maybe another trail. But most of my time will probably be in the barn because I am definitely an addict to the 114th stuff. And I've got a couple newer ones I haven't gotten to play with much. So I only got to use them a few hours at USTE. So I feel like Charlie, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, for anyone who watches it, the one where they try out for the Eagles. He's like, everyone leave me alone. I'm sitting in this chair and I'm getting blackout drunk. I don't want to do shit. I'm like, that's going to be me at BTC. Like, everyone leave me alone. I'm sitting in this chair and playing with construction equipment. I know Sean will be there with his. So we'll have quite a crew there for that stuff. And of course, there'll be thousands of tiny trucks there. They're going pretty
14 scale stuff that's like in the middle that's not thousands, but also not like cheap crap.
Not really.
Yeah. Because there's like that Injora crap that you see everywhere. It's like dirt crap. But then
yeah, like the unit stuff, the diecast master stuff that's several $100. It all works, but it's more like a sandbox toy. You're not going to go out and rip through sod with it and haul 50 pounds of dirt with it and stuff like that, like you can with the big stuff. It's great though to test the waters. Like if you think, well, let's see, I've got an area of tore up loamy stuff that I can get through. Let's see if I enjoy doing this. Well, then you can spend a few $100 and play around instead of investing $2, $3, $4 grand into one unit and deciding, this isn't for me. And now I have all this money into this thing. But the resale,
pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Is it pretty consistently 14 scale, like everything?
Yeah, pretty much. 14 scale has been the standard since like the late 80s, early 90s, probably, I'd say. So that's once in a while you get some 16th scale or some 12th scale. They do make one of the huge, I think it was a front shovel, might have been an excavator. that in real life would be massive, right? Like bigger than most houses. And that's in 1/20th scale. So I saw one of those for the first time at Cabin Fever. And it was really cool. Like the ladder on it to get in actually motorizes down like the real one. And it's got all the details. It's crazy. It's also $12,000. So it better have all that kind of shit, right? And it's still really big and heavy at 1/20th scale. I think it's a few hundred pounds or something. But you can tell, like when you got a regular 14th scale excavator next to it, you're like, yeah, this should be way bigger. But for the most part, it's all 1/14 stuff.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see someone come out in that middle range that's just not $2,000, but not $200. You know, like
yeah,
I think that's what's really holding it back. And you get more people, some more stuff in that range, it'd be easier for people to get into it.
Well, thankfully, it has gotten a lot cheaper. The first time I worked on one, I was at the shop I worked at before I started mine. How many years ago now? Probably 12 years ago. Guy brought in an excavator he'd bought from Europe. And I think he'd paid 12 or 13 grand for that. And it was cool. It was a little big. It was kind of like 1/12ish size. But he'd gone in and messed with some of the wires and done shit and fucked it all up, and it wasn't working at all. So he brought it in and was like, well, can you guys work on this? And the manager's like, well, we don't really work on stuff like that. And of course, I just slid right in and I'm like, yeah, we can fix that. I will gladly take that project on. Leave it right here, buddy. He's like, have you ever used one of these before? I'm like, nope, but I'm about to learn. He's like, all right. So I just sat down on the floor and started going through the wiring schematics and testing channels on the radio till I got everything working and functioning right again. But back then it was all 5-figure stuff, right? You were paying $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 for these things. Yeah. Once the Chinese started coming out with good, reliable stuff, the prices dropped a lot, but a lot of stuff was still $5-6 grand. But now, I mean, it's expensive, but you can get a lot of stuff for $1,500 to $2,500. So it's come down a long way.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like the Tamiya semis have been around a while, and it's really easy to drop $2 grand in a Tamiya semi just for sound, lights, good radio, you know.
Just the sound, just the MFC and the kit will set you back about $900 or so usually.
Right.
And then you
got it's on par with that
battery.
Stuff. And,
yeah.
And I think that's kind of like the gateway to me. Semis, I kind of like the gateway.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the real gateway too, right? It's like a drug dealer. Like, oh, your first hit's for free, you know. So I take all the stuff to events, and then I just hand the radios out because as long as someone has driven radio control and they have some experience using it, it's slow, it's heavy. They can't, unless they're totally stupid with it, they can't really hurt it or break it. So you're safe to just hand it off. And I love it, man, because I hand it off and everyone gets this shit-eating grin like they're a little 6-year-old playing with the stuff, you know. And before they know it, 2 or 3 hours has gone by and they're like, holy shit, this is awesome. Now I see why you own one of these. Damn it, now I have to get one. And that's exactly why I do it. Yeah, I'm just spreading the addiction, you know. The more we can get in people's hands, the more people buy them, the more come, the more fun we have. Because
when I was go ahead.
Like it's like anything, right? If you're just trying to play with it by yourself in the backyard or something, when you've been doing RC stuff for a long time, that's fun for 5 minutes and you're kind of like, oh, okay. But when you got one buddy or 5 or 10 buddies running with you, then it's a blast. So
I when I was still working for a hobby shop, I had a guy come in just like you usually do, and he's like, I got these big RC tanks. I wonder if you could work on one of them. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, well, I gotta like rent a U-Haul though to get it here. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm thinking maybe 8 scale or 6 scale or something like that. This guy rolls up with a U-Haul trailer and he's got this pallet with casters on it. And this tank was huge. It was 4 foot long, solid metal cast metal tank. I've never seen one before. And he's like, can you work on it? I'm like, I can work on it. And it's got like a wheelchair power system in it, like wheelchair motors.
Yeah.
And it's rough.
Yep.
And he was buying them. He buys them from overseas and they ship them over. But then like stuff's weird and whacked out and he wants to rewire. of different radios. And so, yeah, I got this first one, and I'm like, this thing's mad. Like this thing could drive through the wall if I get an endpoint wrong on the throttle, or like I look up anything. This thing's going through a wall or taking somebody out.
Right.
And
yeah,
that was
when they
though.
get real big and heavy and powerful, you got to be careful.
Oh, I couldn't pick it up by myself. It was well over a couple hundred pounds easy. But it had everything. I mean, the smoke, the turret move, the sounds.
Yeah.
I mean, super heavy detailed. And yeah, I ended up doing like 6 or 7. This guy like 6. I don't know where he stored them. They're huge. I mean,
he had
you
a
could
shop building just for his tanks.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but the guy didn't know how to work on them. So I was like,
right.
I can't imagine just rolling up this guy's house. He's got like 7 these big like quarter scale tanks like lined up in his driveway.
He's ready for World War III.
Yeah, they were cool though. I mean, all metal tracks, the suspension. I mean, they were rad.
I bet. Probably, and being that big and heavy, it probably made all the right noises with like the track making noise.
Oh yeah,
that, like,
yeah. I would test it right in front of the shop. You know, ching 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 ching. It's going. Yeah. You turn, and the turret would move and make all the sounds, and smoke's coming out. It's just they're rad, so rad.
Yep. I see Wayne jumped in. Wayne Kibler, what's up? And Sean mentioned in here. He's like, yeah, that's what happened to me. RCJesus, the construction pusher. Oh, like, yeah. Same thing with poor Joe Hauke. We were at K&K TTC, and I sponsored a semi event up there. This was before I owned Gear Jam or anything. This was several years back. And I gave away, I had a strategy to this, right? I would always give away an MFC. So someone won something super badass, but it was useless, right? Because they didn't have a lot of the guys, we'd let them drive our trucks to compete. And sure enough, Joe's running and wins his first time ever driving an RC semi and gets this MFC. And he's like, well, I guess I have to build a truck now. And I'm like, ding, ding, ding. Well, you got it. And now he's got like 6, 7 pieces of equipment, multiple trucks. You know, I ruined him. I was like, yes.
You got to give him the cheapest part of the kit.
Yeah, right. Well, I knew if they got an MFC,
the cheapest part of the kit. Well, now I got the rest of it.
Like, okay, I have to build one now that I have a sweet sound and light and vibration unit, you know.
And what else are you going to put it in?
Yeah, exactly. You're not going to run it in a 1/10 scale truck for any reason. There's a couple applications I guess you could, but yeah, I see Scott Two Dogs on here. Tanks are great. He's got a couple of the big old GI Joe plastic ones that are, geez, it's bigger than my bench here probably.
Yeah, that's about how big these were. GI Joes would have been about right. You know?
Yeah,
they were big.
Yeah,
they
the
were
big
all
GI
metal.
Joes.
They were all like cast metal. Yeah,
yeah,
it was about that size. Yeah,
500-pound tanks.
Oh, they're stupid heavy. I mean, just ridiculously heavy.
Mark, yeah, diff cover, 1 tire. There's 1 semi. We'll build a whole kit now. That would be a dick move. I should do that as a joke at one of these events. What do you win? Just give them one of my old stock Tamiya tires. Here, you got the tire, now you have to build a truck. Like, what a dick. No, I'm kidding. Here's an MF. Oh, okay. Yeah, now I'll build a truck. Well, I'm very excited for next week with Corey. That should be a great time. Corey knows how to have a good time too. So, and I'm curious to learn. I mean, he's one of my buddies. We talk about this stuff, but I know I'll get a lot more details I probably haven't asked or heard. They get a lot of big sponsors at their events too. Reefs has been out there. Castle sponsors, I think. And I usually sponsor a couple of them. Trying to think who else. I know they get some other big names, maybe Proline and some of those guys. They get a lot of cool sponsors that give away a lot of cool stuff. So if you're one of the people,
yeah, I sponsored like Operation Lemon Charlie, and then some guys. It's really a hot spot up like around Colorado. Is like right in North Moab. That's a really big hot spot up there for RC guys. There's a lot of clubs up there that are active.
Yeah, most of Colorado seems to have a lot of guys. In fact, I think they've done the nationals there a couple times.
Oh,
I
wow.
know they do
Okay.
Vegas sometimes, but in fact, this year, I think Nationals might be in Colorado. They don't play, but I mean, they live like where all the real rock crawling is, right? I mean, if you're going to have a
Yeah.
crawler in real life, Colorado is one of the best states to do it in. And the same
Yeah,
applies
I've seen
to
like hotspots I see all the time coming up are Colorado, Pennsylvania, around that area.
Yep.
And Florida. Those are like the 3 hotspots I see.
Yeah. Florida's got a lot of RC stuff. Pennsylvania for sure. Ohio has a lot of diehard RC guys and some pretty big events. Ohio used to have a lot more big events, but they've kind of slowly gone by the wayside over the years. But there's a lot of guys in Ohio.
Yeah.
Northeast in general, like Pennsylvania, Jersey, New York, Massachusetts. There's quite a few guys, it seems like, in that area. I know Texas has RC every day. I don't know who else. I'm not going to make it this year. I think it's in April. Has Crawl Fest in Texas now. They started. And apparently that's getting pretty big, and they're pretty diehard into the scale side of it. And it's a pretty fun event. So that may be one where in the coming years, as it grows, I go out there. Because I have to travel to these things all the time. It's kind of like, well, if it's not at least 2 days and like a big event, it's hard to justify the expense and the time. But if they're 2-3 days and they've got 500 or 1,000 people going, it's like, okay, yeah, that's definitely one we're taking the time, spending all the money to go to, you know, out of all of them you can choose from the year, because there's so many around the country during the year, you know, but a lot of them are kind of more localized to 20, 30, 40, 50 people, and they're a 1-day thing, you know, on a Saturday or whatever.
Yeah. I just completely glitched out of my internet.
Yeah, you did, because now you're frozen. Okay, now you're back, I think.
It's freaking out.
Yeah.
It's coming around. Yeah, it's coming around. It's being stupid.
All right. Well, it was good for 43 minutes so far. Well, longer than that. We were doing pretty good on the Zoom chat before we started. So,
Yeah.
At this point, I guess one watching now. Looks like we lost everybody. We bored them this week. Oh well. We learned some more useful tips. So next week should go even better yet. I'm hoping, like I said, another 2-3 shows, 2-3 weeks, and we should have this pretty much down to a science.
Yeah.
There, you're back.
Stupid. Jesus. What is going on?
All right. Well, since you're
I gotta invest my money in
up,
Wi-Fi. This is ridiculous.
Oh, could be. Yeah, I remember last week Cadence was here and she was on the Wi-Fi, and I was like, "Hey, you got to get off it. I need the bandwidth."
Yeah, no, it's yeah, it's I got a mesh network, and couple of my nodes just keep freaking out. That's what's going on.
Yeah.
It's good now. It just kicked itself back together, but it just completely freaks out.
Well, that's good. I got my shipping confirmation on my new accessory drive system for the 460 today. That'll be here Tuesday.
Nice.
And that was nice. I didn't even realize it when I bought it. I kind of started looking through more fine details after I bought it, and all that stuff has a year or a lifetime warranty on it.
Nice. Is it all stainless or aluminum? What is it?
It's all aluminum, I think.
Okay.
As I recall, that's what I read when I ordered it. It was late at night, but I'm pretty sure it's all aluminum. Some of it's stainless. It's kind of a mix of the parts. It's got nice hex hardware that is countersunk into the brackets, so it all fits flush.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
And it comes with, I just put a new power steering pump on it. It's got like 400 miles on it, but it comes with a nice stainless power steering pump that's got a lifetime warranty. So I guess I just take the new one I have and put it on the shelf in case I ever need it or something in the future. And that's that. So that should be here Tuesday. So next week, I was going to start wrenching on the Bronco and getting the new radiator in. And I'm like, well, what's the point? Because I might as well just wait till I get this whole accessory.
Wait for all the accessory units.
And then, and then I have, I can put all that on before I put the new radiator and fans in. So I have more room to work and I'm not risking beating stuff up, bumping it with tools and all that crap. So I really want to get it fixed and get driving it again, but
2 dogs there. Maybe long drive. 2 dogs.
yeah, he was there last year, but he says it's too long of a drive now. The mountains get him.
Yeah, it's like I went down to Proline by the Fire this last year, and that's 12-hour drive for me, 12 or 14. It's stupid long.
Yeah, I think it was about 14 or something. If you
Yeah.
drive this area of Florida up to Beach
Yeah,
Creek.
I drove down the first day and stayed. I drove 10 hours, stayed the night, and then drove the rest of the 4 down. On the way home, I drove all in one shot. Oof, that was rough.
Yeah, all in one shot after Proline was rough because
That was a rough drive.
you don't eat the best while you're there. You don't get a lot of sleep. You're breathing that dust the whole time, jacking your lungs up and walking everywhere.
What's funny, it's a lot like where I live. I live in high desert, so it's so it felt like home to me, except for being hot. The first day the heat killed me. Oh, I was not used to that heat at all.
Yeah, it was fairly warm out there this year.
Yeah, that first day was rough, and I had to buy a RCS hat instead of a Reefs because Reefs was out. So
I got Reef gave me a new sun hat this year at USTE, and he did a batch of 3 or 5 or something many years ago, and I still had that old one. It's gotten wet, so some of the straws cracking up and stuff. I was wearing it at USTE on setup day. He's like, "Hey, come here." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "Here, take this one and wear it." He's like, "I'm selling these, put it on, it'll work." I'm like, "Yeah, but I have the OG one." He's like, "Yeah, that's the last one left. All the rest are ruined. So take it off and take care of it. Wear the new one." And I was like, "Okay." So I just swapped one for another now. They work great, man. When it's sunny out, it keeps your face and neck and everything from getting stripped. Man. It's way cooler.
Yeah, I needed it. I was dying with that one.
Yeah, they make a difference. And some people will be like, "Oh, you look silly wearing this big straw hat." And I'm like, "I don't give a fuck what I look like. I'm comfortable with it."
Exactly. I don't give a shit.
It's my ass.
Too old to give a fuck, man. I want to.
Yeah. Amazing. Giving a shit how I looked and appeared to people went away a long time ago.
If I gave a shit how I looked, I wouldn't be here playing with tiny trucks, man.
Exactly. Right. Wouldn't be a giant dork.
So what are we gonna do with these, man?
I didn't know if you were gonna show those off or not.
I don't know if you wanted to. That's the ones I got these 2 done so far. So
Chris has been having fun making some stickers, and he made some sweet die cut stickers of the classic Jesus meme. I saw that and I approve. And then he's got the other one that's Buddy Jesus. So
yeah,
maybe what we'll do.
I got a couple more too. I'm gonna make.
Yep. We will probably. How many do you have of them?
These ones I've got like 30. I got like 30 of these.
Okay.
Stack of those. So
there you go.
And then the other ones I got a few. It doesn't take much to make them though at this point. I can whip them out pretty quick. So
what do you make those on? You got a plotter or a Cricut or what?
Yeah, I got a Cricut. So I did all the digital work, and then I got some vinyl sticker paper and just print cut.
Yeah, it looks like the Cricut cut those out really nice.
Yeah, it did really good.
Yeah,
awesome, actually. I can do 6 at a time, so it's pretty quick.
Okay. 6 a sheet?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe we will give those away. Thanks, 2 dogs. They should be great. He nailed it. He's like, "I think I'm gonna make some stickers and start playing with my graphic design skills again and not the dust." I was like, "Go right ahead." He started showing them to me. I was like, "Hell yeah. What about this one?" He's like, "All right, hold on." An hour later, "What do you think?" I was, "Fuck yeah." So maybe instead of having to mail those to everybody, because I don't want to have to mail tons of envelopes, maybe I'll just have you make some and send them to me, and I can give a ton away at BTC or something.
Yeah, that works.
That'll be here before I know it. It's the first weekend in May, so it's only 7 weeks away or something like that now. So it's coming up pretty quick. So that's probably what I'll do.
I'll whip out some more of these, and then I'll do some more of that new one I sent you from the CD cover.
Yeah, the no effects one. That one's gonna be sweet. You don't have
That
any printed yet, right?
No, I haven't printed. I haven't had time to print or cut any yet.
Okay, I figured. I was having fun listening to tunes and saw that, and I was just like, oh god, this would be a perfect sticker.
I have another idea too. I'm still like trying to figure out how to do it. Like in my head, this is what I picture in my head is like the front of an old leather Bible, but it's got the AE logo on it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like Old Testament, first associated chapter 5. And then like, thou shalt not, thou shalt adjust their baldeth, or some shit like that,
Yeah.
Right. And then like New Testament, Traxxas, blah 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 blah.
Well, when does the devil come into the Bible? I can't remember.
Ooh, yeah. I want to say that's Old Testament.
I think it might be. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Been a long time
the New Testament stuff's all Jesus, and after
yeah, but then the devil tempts him when he's in the desert for 40 days or whatever and all that. I can't remember how all that goes. I did all that stuff in church with my parents when I was a little kid. It's been a long time.
But that's what's in my head. I'm just like trying to like how to make it something,
Yeah, make it feasible in a sticker size.
Yeah, just make it funny or sticker or something, like just something goofy we can do with it.
I'm always open to fun, goofy shit.
Exactly.
Life's too short to take yourself seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right.
Well, 9 about 6 or 7 tonight. Somewhat.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pretty small night again, but that's okay.
Yeah, whatever. See how it goes. We'll get the word out there that you're doing it more.
Exactly. Well, man, the chat really died off tonight. That's a bummer. You guys are supposed to be in there cracking jokes, talking shit the whole time, you slackers.
So you gotta drink more, man. I guess it's Thursday though. Maybe you guys don't want to drink on Thursday night.
Yeah, Thirsty Thursday. I'll have some drinks for everyone next weekend.
There you go.
Although I have to be I'll have Cadence that Thursday night and have to be up at 6:30 to take her to school, so I can't go too crazy. Otherwise, I'll want to just end everybody in the rush hour traffic in the morning driving there.
I'm so glad I don't have traffic here. Ooh.
Yeah, traffic's annoying.
A small town life.
Yeah. Yeah, you get annoyed when there's 4 people at the 4-way stop. Like, I'm gonna have to sit here for 8 seconds now. Damn it.
Traffic for me is traffic for my kids off in the middle.
Yeah. Tough.
And that's the other side of town, which is 10 minutes away.
Right. Well, fortunately, I have to drive a decent ways because her school is like 2 minutes from her mom's house, and it's about 25 minutes. So it's not bad. I think that's like 15 miles or something. But I like to look a mile ahead when I'm driving all the time, and plot all of my passing points because we have so many left lane assholes in Florida. Oh God, it's ridiculous. Always in the left lane. Like the right lane on a 3-lane or 4-lane highway is usually the fastest lane. I can just get in that.
Right.
But then I get someone driving properly and going slow in the right lane. And the other 2 lanes have idiots that are all going the same speed. And it's like, someone just go a mile an hour faster or slower and give me the gas. So be along my way. They make traffic. So when people do that shit, they make traffic so much more dangerous because then everyone's cutting through trying to do shit that screw with it. And, that's how all these accidents always happen.
God forbid you flash them with your lights, and then you'll just piss them off.
I love Sean. Sean going full Irish on us.
What day of the week
what does the day of the week have to do with having a drink?
Depends on it determines the kind of drink you have.
Yeah, and how many drinks you have. It all depends on what has to happen the next morning or not. When I was 21, shit, I could go to bed at 7 and wake back up at 8 and be to work at 9 and be fine, but not anymore.
We've all done that a few times.
Oh yeah. A couple times I didn't even go to bed. It was like, well, I have to be to work in an hour. What's the point?
Yeah, exactly. What's the point? I'm just gonna be more tired if I try to sleep anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just stay awake and go to bed at 8 o'clock tonight.
Oh man.
All right. Well, we're at 9:57, so I guess we can
Yeah.
start wrapping it up.
We got a solid hour.
Yep. So yeah, we got some fun stickers coming.
Yeah.
Events will be starting to come up again soon. I'm sure I'll be doing some of these live streams from events. In fact, BTC, I will be there on Thursday, so we'll be doing that one from the hotel or the event, one of the two.
I'm looking forward to next year, Proline by the Fire. We could both be there live.
Mhm.
That should be fun.
For sure. Yeah, and we'll have a bunch of people being crazy jumping in behind us, you know.
Oh, for a fuck.
It's to anyone that's not been to Proline by the Fire, it's its own event, right? Like it's very much a big RC party. There's not really any scheduled comps or event things going on. There's just kind of trails to run and terrain to use and stuff. And a lot of us stay on site, tent camping or in campers or camping in a truck or whatever.
Night crawling with bounty lines, man. Night crawling with bounty lines all night long.
Yep. The night crawl is great. And you'll see people out crawling the night crawl till I've seen people way up on the top of the biggest mountain there at 3-4 in the morning before out there. And they're still up there. Like they got to come down. And I'm like, dude, I'm going to bed. Have fun with that hike down in the dark, you know?
Oh man, that was fun.
But my first year, I think 2019 was my first Proline by the Fire. And I got there, I didn't really know what to expect. And I'm walking around, people are just walking around with beers. Like I'd see circles of people all over the place and people are just smoking doobies, you know, having a little session. And it's just like everywhere. And I was like, well, shit, I can't ever miss this event again now, apparently. You know, everyone's out here having a good old time. And it's like fairly unorganized. Like they have some basher stuff and mud runs and things like that going on in the day for 2-3 hours at a time. But it's not very regimented at all. It's pretty much just come have a good time and stuff's open and run when you want to and run what you want to and have a good time.
I like Saturday, they do the 5K run one. They do
the ultra, yeah.
Yeah, they do the ultra. Then they do there was a rock bouncer one I did with my 1.9 Capra.
Yeah, and you were sending your low C mini to scale.
Yeah,
they got the big air ramp set up. I'd like what was the one thing we were doing where we like pulled it back and slingshot launched something? I can't remember.
Oh yeah, it was like you had to hook it to your bumper or your truck. And then
I did that. That was fun.
That was cool. They call it goblins something. I don't know. It was medieval this year, so yeah.
Yeah. What's the theme for this year? I can't remember. I just saw it the other day when I was looking dates up, but I can't remember what it was. I think it's a pretty good one this year. I
want to say I looked it up too, but I don't remember now.
You go outside.
2023. Whoa, 2023.
Yeah, 2023. That's what year it is.
Survival.
That's right.
By the Fire survival. You must learn to adapt to survive. You must be prepared to survive. You should never give up. You must be ready. More to come. That's all it says. Seems a little earlier this year. September.
Yes, it was October last year.
Is that right? Yeah. Yeah, it was earlier this year.
And it used to be back in May. Before COVID, when they changed it all.
Yeah. It's always being a teacher, man. It's always right at the beginning of the school year. It's a shitty time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much vacation time do they allow you a year being a teacher out there?
I get 3 personal days.
That's it, huh? Not even a week.
Well, I mean, we get Thanksgiving, we get Christmas, we get summer, we get spring break.
That's true. You get a lot of
so
breaks
it's
as a
like,
teacher.
yeah, it just sucks that it's always shits that I want to do is when it's not all during the summer. So
Yeah, it's not happening this year, but Slippery Rock Scale Challenge that used to be East Coast Scale Challenge is in Pennsylvania, about an hour from Pittsburgh, and it's in just a gorgeous area in this beautiful campground. They've got a big pool, playground, all this cool stuff. I always wanted to take my daughter with me because she'd have a riot just hanging out with the other kids and playing while I'm hanging out with the big kids and playing. But it was always, like her school started like that week. And then she'd have to miss the first day or two of school or miss a couple days, a week into school kind of thing. And I'm like, oh, I can't really do that. So,
yeah. Well, then like, USTE, that's just a weird time too. And then like if
it's the middle of the year.
Well, if the weather's shit too, it's hard to get out of here where I'm at. Like we get snowed in. So it's like, it's a bitch to get out sometimes too. Cause I want to make that next year. Like USTE is like, definitely want to make that next year. So
yeah, it's definitely one that's not to be missed.
Yeah.
If I had to do one each year and just one, it would be a real tough call, but it would probably be UST. Yeah. Not even just because it's local to me, an hour and a half away, but just because it's 3 days. And when you're a vendor, it really
looks huge.
Works out to be 4 or 5 days. There's a ton of manufacturers and people there to do business with, talk to and meet. The trails are almost endless. Like it's almost impossible to run all the trails. There's tons of other stuff going on between the drifting and the heavy equipment and the buggy and monster truck racing. So it's an absolute riot for everything RC basically.
Yeah, no, I want to do it. And I'm just going to want to probably bring more rigs than I could probably make sense to bring, but
yeah, I bring way too many every year. The last few years I've been dwindling it a step, but never enough. Maybe in 4 years I'll bring the proper amount of rigs and not too many.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I have to like ship them to you before I go. Ship them back when I'm done or something.
Won't be the first time I've had to deal with that. All the time,
because I want to bring just a little bit of everything, just bring a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Although if I don't bring as much, then I won't run as much, which means I'm talking to other people more. It's like,
I don't even get to run really. It's just it's a workation. I'm running around having a blast, but I'm working the whole time.
Yeah. I got a few scale rigs I want to get done before I go, so I'll have a couple of scale things to bring and show off. So,
well, and you'll get a lot of inspiration too, looking around at the gallery. There's
I got my
scale drag truck in the world are there.
Yeah, well, I got my scale drag truck I'm trying to get done, and then I got a really crazy build. You're not really a gamer, aren't you? You're a little bit of a gamer, aren't you?
I used to be back in the day, not really anymore, but I used to play a lot of video games.
You familiar with Borderlands?
That's past my time.
This is I've been working on this forever. Get this thing out.
Okay. That's like an apocalyptic style game, right?
It's a buggy, it's apocalyptic. So it's that's what it looks like together. It doesn't have everything on it yet, but it steers. Check out the steering. The steering steers that way. And then it's got this crazy cantilever suspension that pivots. And then the drive system, you can see it, the drive system has the common shaft here, and there's a belt. Oh shit. There's a belt that goes from there's a belt drive.
Okay.
Center motor. It's wicked cool. And then its suspension works like this too.
Yeah.
So it's a Borderlands. I can't remember what they call it. It's the buggy from Borderlands. So it's been just a long project to get done. But I want to get it done. It's gonna be badass. So anybody that knows the game, it's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, did you 3D print that, or was that some sort of kit you found?
No, it's a lot of 3D printing.
That's what I thought. What'd you use for a chassis?
It's all 3D printed.
Really, even the chassis? Okay.
It's 3D printed, bearing supports, metal shafts.
Okay, because in the on video it looked like you found some buggy chassis or something that you could make.
It's yeah, this is all right here is printed, so it's all you can see
Okay.
the rocker
Sweet.
arm. This
Yep.
rocker arm connects both of them together so they work.
Oh yeah, okay.
And there's a link there, so that link's adjustable. So that's your just your rocking suspension that keeps the chassis level in coordination with the tires, and then your suspension's just the oil filled shock in the back.
That's awesome. You gonna have it done for Proline?
I want to.
Yeah, that would be like that terrain out there would be perfect to run that thing around on, like just around the event area.
Yeah, I gotta put it together and then weather it. And yeah, it'll be cool. It's big. It's like 8 scale, so it's pretty big.
Yeah.
But just one of my projects that I want to get done. I got the drag truck to get done.
Yeah,
It's all up and ready, but just gotta get that done.
that'll be good for the street class at UST.
Yeah, there's the chassis. So it's
Nice.
It's an operational rolling chassis now.
Yep.
Now it's just
Yeah, now
all the
you
hard
gotta do all the detail work.
Yeah, that's what takes forever.
That's the
Yep.
time eater. Building the
Yeah.
chassis stuff's the easy part.
Thanks, Mark. Yeah, if I get it done, Mark, I'll definitely bring it to UST. So. And then it's that buggy will have a turret on top that turns too, and it'll put FPV in it and all stupid.
Yeah. I'll
It'll
take Google
weather it.
images of it later tonight.
Yeah, it's Borderlands. I can't remember what they call it, but it's cool. Borderlands buggy.
Yeah, I figure if I type that and search images, I'll find it.
Outrunner. It's called an Outrunner.
Outrunner. Okay.
Yeah, Borderlands Outrunner. So yeah, it's been a very long project, but it's been a fun project.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of print work.
Yeah, and then just like and then everything prints right, so you got to go back and edit it and print it again,
Mhm.
fit it, and then okay, I got to run it this way, or this didn't print right. Yeah, I
Bullshit.
printed it twice.
Yeah.
I printed it twice to get one.
Yeah. And you got to prototype it first, so that's always fun.
It takes time, and then just lots of CAD work, lots of Fusion CAD work to change and edit stuff. Yeah.
Did you design it all too, or did you find it on
Parts of it. There was I found a guy that like started it but didn't finish it, and then
Okay.
like some of his design stuff wasn't right, so I kind of took that and then edited it and changed it, and I'm not done yet. So the drivetrain is the hard part because it's like 32 pitch gears, but then the shafts they have to fit on, and then the mesh, and that's where I'm stuck right. That's been stuck there for a while, and then once I get that gearing right, then the belts, and then it's all the detail work. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You get belts from McMaster Car or something like that.
yeah, they're your standard belts we use in 3D printers. So it's like
Okay.
they all use the same kind of style cogs, and I don't remember what the tooth pitch is on it, but
Yeah.
yeah, you can get them in you can go on Amazon and get them in just tons of different lengths. So
Okay.
and then just get the gear match right, and then it's hard because there's no tension designment in it, so the distance is you got to be right because
Yeah.
there's no tensioner in it. So
Yeah.
so if you don't get just don't dial it in just right, it'll bind and pull too tight or too loose and slip. So
Yeah, and burn your belts up.
yeah, and then the way there's one belt for each rear tire. If one slips, you're gonna jerk over.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but no, it's cool. Be cool when it's done. And then I got my long-term project that's in the garage, my 8x8 that I'm doing the diff wagon from Mad Max.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's I wanted something that's speakers, so it's gonna just be crammed with speakers. It's on a SCX6 that I turned into bigger tires, and then I gotta find or 3D print what the hell is that Russian 8x8 truck. that they use as the base for the
Yeah.
diff wagon. And then just build up and design all the speaker wall and the dude with the guitar. I want flames that come out of his guitar. I want the whole work. So
Awesome.
yeah. It'll be rad when it's done. Fucking obnoxious.
Yeah, that'll be one you have to take to UST for sure.
I don't know how to get it there though. That'd be so
yeah,
expensive.
but that's CX6 that big. You'd have to like package it very well and ship it probably.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be like 1.5 2 foot tall.
Yeah.
So and it's an 8x8. So
yeah, you're not gonna fit that in a carry-on. I always take, like, when I travel, if I've got like race buggies and scale stuff with me, or tough stuff and fragile detailed stuff, I put the tough stuff in the check bag, and then I carry on, I'll have my carry-all backpack that I strap a truck to and just walk through the airports with the truck on my back. That's always fun. And then I carry on, that I'll stuff one in and put socks and shirts and crap around. And okay, these are in my hands the whole time, so they're safe.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it'll definitely go to
that big fucker.
It'll definitely go to Proline by the Fire when it's done. So
Awesome.
Yeah, that'll be there.
That would be a good one for survival.
Oh God, getting that done by then, man. Jesus.
Oh, I understand.
The chassis done. It works. It rolls. It drives. It's all 8-wheel steering. But shit, man, that's so much design in 3D because that's completely from scratch. Like there's every piece that can be designed, and then like I've got like the top of the cab has like an old front. It's like a Mercury front clip that's like his stage. Like I got the 3D file for the Merc. The other one I want to do is the double Cadillac, the big lift, double Cadillac that he's in.
Yeah,
I want to do that bad. That's such a cool model. That'd be such a rad one to model.
A lot of the Mad Max vehicles would be sick as RC trucks.
I've seen a couple done, but I've never seen the Doof wagon, and I've never seen the Cadillac done. I've seen the tanker truck, the big tanker truck. I've seen done. I think it was actually Proline by the Fire. I think
it was there last year.
Yeah. So, but I've never seen the Cadillac done or the Doof wagon. So,
yeah.
I've got the Doof wagons designed in my head already. So now it's just doing everything, printing everything, doing all that. So, right on. Well,
all right. Well, we will peace out and see if I missed anything here real quick. Yeah, I can usually bring 2 or 3 trucks with me and carry on, Sean. But and one of these days we'll do a show where I show people exactly how I pack and all that, because I've been doing it for a long time now. I've got it pretty well down to a science. I never have any issues with broken trucks or anything. But that'll be for another show. In the meantime, you guys have a wonderful night, and we will see you next Thursday with Corey Allen from Georgia Rock Zombies, talking about their events coming up this spring, summer, and fall. And everyone have a wonderful night. Peace.
Yeah. Have a good night, guys. Thanks for checking out.